Another tier list video.
Yeah.
This one is for
Duels and
Duels and Brawls. Mid-tier hero like last time, I feel like.
I don't know. He's pretty good at ganking, which helps
He
him.
does a lot of damage in ganking,
Yeah.
but because he's not able to gank in...
Yeah, he can't gank in...
We're going off of honorable brawls and stuff.
Yeah, not a gank brawl.
Yeah.
So, he just does a lot of damage. It makes up for the part of not being able to gank is the damage he does.
Yep. So I'd say B tier.
B, yeah.
Conquer.
Conk is, I feel like, better one-on-one. Or
Yes,
is right around the
Conquer
same.
is better one-on-one.
Yeah.
Especially since you're not feeding so much revenge with all those unblockables and bashes. So I say probably A tier like last time.
Yeah, he's still high up there because he's still really good.
Very strong, very dumb moveset.
Peacekeeper, definitely better in 1v1s than Duels and Brawls because
Yes.
she can...
I'm definitely an A tier hero. I think slightly worse than Conquer.
Yeah, I would say so. Conk just has a shield, which is really helpful for any Brawls and Duels that you're doing.
Yeah, it's just very hard to deal with Conquer if you don't have extra little tidbits.
Yeah, so I would say that's fine.
Yep.
Okay, Law.
Law.
Law's same as he was. I would say C.
Yeah, C.
He's not any better. He's not any worse. Casually watching me play.
Yeah, FBL is playing For Honor in the background, so we're a little distracted. We may have to, cut.
Yeah, we're going to have to cut a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So, moving on to Gladiator. Definitely A tier. I think higher than Conquer. Because Gladiator has one of the hardest to respond to movesets. Just in general, I feel like.
Yeah. Gladiator, yeah. As you fought them earlier with Orochi, and you could not do anything to respond.
No, I played Scent against him.
Scent, yeah.
And Gladiator just has an extremely strong...
He has a weird moveset, and his ground stab is incredibly strong because it's almost undodgeable.
Yes, I think the only reason he's not S is because there's just better heroes who have hyper armor, have
undodgeables,
crushing counter strikes, and all that stuff that are just hard to deal with.
Okay.
So, moving on to Black Prior. I'm going to say A, in between Gladiator and Conk.
Blackberry is very good no matter what. Ganking or not, he can be good in either.
Even though he doesn't have hyper armor, he really doesn't need it.
No, he doesn't, because he has the shield flip, which is really good, seeing that it flips over almost anything.
Yeah. And he has undodgeables as well, which are very nice.
Get back here, little dude.
Second wind.
I can't.
Holy.
Dang.
So,
No, we're breaking.
So, moving on to Scent.
Sen is
B.
mid.
B. Above Warden. Good hero. Better at 1v1s than at normal game, but still just not great.
Yeah, he's not the best hero. He's also not the worst. You're not going to be at a huge disadvantage ever playing him, but you're not going to be at a huge advantage either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's in the middle. Because you'll always be in the middle with him. So, next is Griffin. Griffin is... I would say high B, low A. In that area, because Griffin is very good.
Griffin is very good.
But he can also be very bad, depending on how you play him. You have to mix up.
He has pretty much most of what you need. He has hyper armor and undodgeables are just stuck behind chains.
Yeah. Which is fine. Most heroes don't have open hyper armor.
Yeah.
So I would say like, do we put him here or is he here?
B.
B above cent, I'm gonna guess.
Actually, no, low A. Low A.
Low A.
Very good, but there's way better heroes.
First S.
Warmonger.
Warmonger is very good. Now
I'm gonna say S.
low S.
Lower S than in Dominion, because there's no feats. So you don't have to deal with corruption being the most outrageous thing
Yeah.
known to man.
Corruption, his feats aren't there, so it really hurts him. Well, it doesn't really hurt him, but it hurts him.
It hurts him some.
It'd be better if he had that. But, I mean, he's still a very good hero. He has the long dodge, which is very good. He has the long dodge attack, I mean.
Yeah. He has hyper armor.
He has undodgeables. He doesn't have undodgeables. He has unblockables.
Undodgeables too.
He does?
The forward heavy. The forward dodge heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Fast lights. A good parry attack. Just a good hero all around.
Yeah, he's very good.
Raider. B tier.
He moves up, but I mean,
Above Warden, but
he's not the greatest.
not great. Just has more mix-ups than Warden and does more damage.
Yeah.
And the hyper armor is just a huge buff.
Yeah, hyper armor really helps, but he has an unblockable as well. But he doesn't have an undodgeable, which isn't that big of a deal because he has the mix-ups. But the mix-up is all he has. He doesn't have any
He
special.
doesn't have much more of a moveset past it.
He just has heavy lights and his zone.
Berserker.
High B, maybe above Ward. Raider.
I'm gonna say A.
A
Below Peacekeeper.
above Griffin.
Yeah.
The
The sheer amount of hyper armor and just how hard it is to deal with fighting one.
He has unblockables, he has undodgeables. His only undodgeable is a dodge attack, which does kind of hurt. But it is worth it, I would say.
It's definitely worth it. It's very ridiculous how strong.
He does a lot of damage. The one disadvantage he does have is not having like as much health as people that normally do that much damage. Highlander.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, next up, Warlord.
Warlord's very good. I have to admit. Very
You
good
don't
hero.
like playing.
I hate playing Warlord. I hate it. However, I'm going to have to put him
High.
once again below. Or no, he might be better than Conqueror.
Yeah, I mean, all the shield heroes are definitely up there in like A.
I feel like Warlord's worse than Conqueror,
Better than Peacekeeper.
but better than Peacekeeper. Bleed is very strong, don't get me wrong, but Peacekeeper has a moveset that, while very mix-up heavy and very good,
Really revolves around canceling into lights and just using your lights.
you don't have really any defensive options that do a lot of damage. Other than your dodge attack, which can be responded to very easily nowadays.
She doesn't have a dodge undodgeable attack as well. She only has unblockable. But Warlord is very good undodgeable, unblockable. Does he have an
guard break that can run you across the map into a wall or off a ledge, depending on how you're
fighting and where.
how you feel like fighting. So
Yeah, he's really good.
he bashes with free lights. So moving on to Valkyrie.
We have to shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Doc 8554 for their comment on the last video. That video was very thrown together. We've done a bit more thinking on the heroes since then. There's a lot of heroes that we're moving up now and should have been moved up earlier in the previous video.
Yeah, and we had Valk down in C tier, which all
Criminal.
somebody's opinion.
That was my fault.
Yeah, but she definitely should have been in A tier for that video. Her lights, and she has the bash light where you throw them. She has the leg sweep, which is also very good. Just a very well-rounded hero. So I would say A-ish.
I would say above Gladiator.
Above Glad.
Because Crushing Counter-Strike is very strong.
Yeah,
She has a respond to everything. She has a very strong defensive moveset.
The shield bash.
And she very mix-up heavy, very good. I just haven't fought a lot of good ones myself. So, moving on.
On to Highlander, we are putting him in C. Above Law. I mean, he just doesn't have an opener. That's his problem. I mean, if you can get on the offensive stance, it can be pretty good. But, I mean, he just doesn't have an opener, which really hurts him. He does have a lot of hyper armor, very good. He has an unblockable. He doesn't have an undodgeable. And most Highlanders you see aren't good at all.
No. Highlander. High-level Highlander.
It's very good.
Terrifying. If I have a Highlander wave dashing towards me, I am scared. I'm scared for my life. I feel like he's going to wave dash through the screen and come kill me. However, well, do we think he's better than Warden, though? I have a feeling, yes. I have a feeling he's undersent.
Undersent?
Undersent above Raider.
Okay.
Because sheer damage output and a better moveset than those two heroes.
Yeah, he just does too much damage and has hyper armor. It's a thing of its own.
Yeah. So,
next up is Shaman.
Shaman's good.
Shaman is very good.
Shaman's very
also,
good.
shout out to the video that just popped up on top. Blitzbox's new video, Warden, where we're wardening stuff.
We're warning, so I do like that.
But next up is Shaman. Shaman, I feel like a lot of people are just revolve around getting the bite. They revolve too much around it. And it's, I mean, if you get a good Shaman, it's not going to beat a good, like, Griffin or Centurion for that matter. Really, because I just don't think Shaman is good.
Shaman has an extremely good, hard to deal with moveset. That just, bleed, having a attack that triggers off of bleed triggers is just very strong in my opinion.
Yeah, she's definitely dropping from the last one because in ganking, if an Ibushi even gets one light off on him, then you get a free bite, which heals you. But the likelihood that, and we're talking honorable brawls, so you're not going to get that from a teammate. So you have to get it on your own, and really the only way I've seen Shamans been able to get it is through their zone and through some lights, but not most.
Yeah.
And her zone, if she starts spamming it against you, because she wants the bite from the bleed, then you're gonna learn to parry that, and it's gonna work out well for you. And then they're gonna have to figure out something else to do. So I would say, like, right around Highlander, probably in front of Raider. I would say behind Highlander. Would you agree?
Repeat that one more time.
Behind Highlander, Shaman. Hold on, he's clipping. He's getting a clip right now.
Okay.
Shaman behind Highlander.
Shaman behind Highlander. I'm going to say, in my opinion, Shaman is maybe above Scent just out of a sheer survivability standpoint. You have so much life gain. Oh my god. But
It's hard to
because
get
you
that life
think
gain.
that she is not that good.
I think she should go in between Scent and Highlander. Scent in front, Highlander behind. Hold on, he's getting another clip real quick. Jeez.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I will concede to you and say,
Okay, so I have to do this next one alone because he's too
No.
biased to actually do it. So I'm
Yorm?
gonna say
I'm gonna say A.
up. I would say right behind Gladiator, just because of how good, again, Gladiator's moveset is
Yes.
and how weird it is to deal with. Yorm is a very good hero. It's a more of a simple hero compared to like someone like Gladiator or someone like Black Prior or somebody like that. But the simplicity is what is good about him. You really have to base your moveset, we said this last time, around his knee bash to knock them over. So you cancel it the first time to see what they do. If they dodge attack, then you parry it. If they just dodge, you guard break. If they don't move, then you're gonna throw it next time. And you really just have to base the entire moveset off of that, and then depending on what they're doing, that's what you do with the moveset from there. So I think right around there is a great spot for Yorm, and that's what I'm gonna say. Right there, he just got another clip as well because he's popping off with Shugoki. You'll probably see one of them.
I'm playing a little Shugoki. I'm playing a little bit of Shugoki.
You'll probably see that at some
1v3
point.
with Shugoki.
Okay, next up is Kensei. And Duels.
So Kensei, very good. I'm gonna say A, somewhere mid A.
Somewhere mid A. We need to make like an A minus A and then an A plus.
Yeah,
really.
we really do.
That's what we'll do for the next one.
Yeah. So I think the problem with very mix of heavy, one of my favorite heroes in the game. I mean, I love playing Kensei, but there's just sometimes when Kensei is just not.
He's not built for it.
Yeah. He kills that guy. Never mind. You're playing deathmatch?
So what?
Very strong. It just didn't show up yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Kensei, strong, but
He doesn't have any undodgeables, I don't believe, and he has one unblockable, but it's a top heavy, which isn't the greatest
he has
because
a
it's
bash.
very easily.
But just the
dodge.
mix-ups, you don't need undodgeables because your top heavies have that. Your heavies pretty much are undodgeable if they don't time it right. Very good.
You have hyper armor as well, off of.
On a lot of things.
Yeah. So I think he fits well in A. Next up, Shugoki, B for sure.
Top of B.
Somewhere. There you go.
I say top of B because small moveset.
Yeah, he's not bad, but
Say
I
what
mean.
you want. Shugoki is better when there's a teammate there, and you're either the tank for the team, or you're sitting there and you're just charge heavying someone to oblivion.
Yeah, but in Duels and Brawls, it just doesn't work like that. You can't just sit there and spam it, because in actual decent Brawls where it's not somebody who can't parry, they're just going to parry you immediately. So your mix-ups either have to be really good, or you have to be facing a bad player, really.
You need to know what you're doing, generally.
Honestly, I think Shugo should be, back here somewhere.
I say top of B. Or underneath Scent. I say, actually,
I don't think he has
you know
enough moveset.
I'm going to say,
Under Highlander?
yeah, I'm going to say under Highlander. Let's put him there.
He doesn't have the moveset
Yeah,
to
not
fight
enough
in
of a
1v1.
moveset. I mean, you can still do good with you can do good with any of these heroes in a 1v1.
Yeah, if you're good enough with a hero, obviously you can do well with them.
I could be playing whatever. I could be playing my Jormungandr, which is rep 10, and we're saying it's rep A, top of A, and then I'll go against an Aramusha, who is going to be going in D. I'm warning you that right now. And the Aramusha could still just whoop me because they're just better at the game.
Yeah. I mean,
or
I've
they
had
just
an
know how to
Aramusha.
fight me.
I've had an Aramusha light parry me 3 times in a match. They don't have. if you're good at For Honor and you're facing and you have the worst hero in the game, Aramusha, and you're playing like Warmonger, but they're a bad player, you're gonna win.
Or you're just it's all a skill thing, but we're just going off of how good the hero is itself.
Yeah. Next up, Orochi. We're both playing Orochi currently.
I love Orochi.
Orochi is very
Orochi.
fun. I think he is mid-A to top A.
I think mid-A. And I'm going to throw him under the shield heroes.
Yeah.
Out of a sheer perspective of the shields are so incredibly strong that they are actually like a roadblock in this tier list of like, well, this guy doesn't have it. And he doesn't have a full block.
Yeah, I mean, the entirety of top of A, other than Jormungandr, has at least a shield of some sort.
And Gladiator.
If they're tiny or not. No, he has a shield.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't have an actual, like, in-game
Yeah, he
block.
doesn't. Yeah, he just has the shield bash.
Yeah.
He just has bashes around
But
it.
Orochi just very good, very aggressive, or very passive, whichever you want to play it.
You should.
Strong deflect.
You should play somewhere. You should either play, like, partially aggressive to aggressive. Orochi is an aggressive hero, in my opinion. If you could
It can be played very well passively. I've seen it played very well passively, but you need to know your deflects, know your parries.
Yeah. I think he should be played more aggressively just because how his moveset is based. His moveset is very good if you use it right. Like, go watch Blitzvox clips on Orochi. He's one at the time, but this will be a week after. So, go watch that and tell me that it's not kind of broken.
So, moving on, Nabushi.
Nabushi is very
I'm gonna
good
say
no matter
above.
what. Above the shields?
Above Blackbriar,
Yes.
below Yorm. Nabushi,
Not
one
as...
of the longest reaching heroes. I'm pretty sure
Probably
the
the
longest
longest,
reaching hero in the game.
I personally have played Nabushi to rep 10 when I, right around I first started the game. I got Raider to rep, 7, and then I got Nabushi to rep 10. But Nabushi is a fun hero to play in the beginning. But then once people start actually learning that Nabushi is very annoying and light spammy, they will try their best to counter that. And in 1v1s, she's not as good because ganking is a huge part of her. The fact that she has she can just light spam as somebody is fighting, and it'll work out for Nabushi because Nabushi is just that good. So I think she is perfectly fine there because she obviously does fall a bit because of her ability not to gank in Duels and Brawls, but I think she's still a very good hero.
She's still extremely strong, very hard to deal with. So, moving on, Shinobi. S tier.
Yeah, he's very good.
Below Warmonger, just out of the fact that Warmonger has a lot of things that are more easily accessible to Warmonger. To her, she has less trouble getting to those
Yes,
moves.
her undodgeable and unblockable are both her immediate openers.
But it's hard to deal with a Shinobi.
Shinobi is very good in 1v1s. Not as good in
Not as
duels.
good.
They are not built for ganking at all.
They are, but in a different way. It's more of a you take the priority and try to get him stuck.
Yeah, with Sickle Rain, which is their main ability if you don't know.
Yeah.
So, I think a very good hero.
Yes. So, moving on, Aramusha. As we said earlier, D.
No explaining needed. No moveset.
Small moveset, hard, and just with the current changes to the game, just so hard to deal with. I'm rep 7 or 8 on Aramusha. I generally enjoy playing Aramusha, but it's just so hard to play Aramusha most of the time against people. Most of your moveset just comes down to, oh, I have lights.
Yeah, she's really just based around her infinite combos of lights and heavies. So yeah, I think Hito should go right behind the fellow charge heavier.
I feel like above him.
Really? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just her leg sweeps and her leg kicks off of the heavies and infinite combo heavy.
This one's harder. I don't know if she should be above or below Highlander. I think below, because Highlander has a whole nother moveset as well.
Yeah. It's not just... He has offensive stance as well.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. He does, I feel like, pretty basic. She's not the hardest character to learn, but also not the most difficult hero to learn.
Yeah. Just good. Just a good hero for 1v1 fights. So, moving on, Kyoshin. I'm going to say S.
Kyoshin's just very good in general.
I'm going to say above Shinobi.
I think top. I think she beats Warmonger.
I think Warmonger is just harder to deal with. But just good hero. Troublesome to fight, indeed. And moving on. Well, I mean, not even moving on. Do we really have to say much about Kyoshin? If you played For Honor, you know, Kyoshin is just dumb.
Yeah, I mean, Kyoshin's just really good. Unblockables, undodgeables, a lot. She just has everything you need. Other than hyper armor, but she doesn't need that. Next, Tiandi. I'm gonna guess it's going above Orochi. It's somewhere above Orochi, because...
Yes. I think that if I'm going to be perfectly honest with myself, Tiandi is tied with Valkyrie or in S.
We can't really make a tie.
Well, they'd just be pretty much at the same spot, and we'd just be like, yeah.
Well, we have to decide one is better. Which one's better? Sorry for the bit of noise there.
I'm going to say...
I think Tiandi, personally, is better. I think
Tiandi should be bottom of S.
Okay, let's do it.
Because just a very strong hero.
Yeah, I mean, Tiandi's really good, especially with the long dodge. It really helps him out.
Now, and just so much stuff in that moveset. Oh my god. So much stuff. Hyper armor, long dodge,
Undodgeables,
dodge, deflex,
kicks that can launch you off edges if you're playing with
kicks,
somebody that isn't
bashes with
honorable.
free follow light follows, kicks with free heavy follow-ups. Just very strong.
Yeah, okay. I think that's fine. Most of the Wulin heroes are very good. So
Yeah,
I
they
think
did well with the Wulin heroes, and even Nuxia, strong a lot of times, strong finishers, but
okay, next is JJ, who I think also should be S. I think so. He also has a long dodge. Jeez. He also has a long dodge. He has unblockables. He has hyper armor. Does he have undodgeables? I don't
No.
think he does. But he doesn't really need them.
he doesn't have that much hyper armor though. But I don't like Tiani and stuff either. I'm just saying,
He does a lot of damage. He's
my
Tiandi
opinion-
that does more damage.
in my opinion, he's
Top A.
not S,
The top A, I would assume.
but he is at the very least, he's top of A, but maybe below Valk, actually.
Below Valk.
Below
So
Valk.
almost S. I think that's fine. Valkyrie does have a little bit more.
A
to do.
lot of things that Valk can do.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things that JJ can do as well. So, I think it's fine. Nuxia, I think, should be top of B, low A.
1-1. I'm gonna say below Shaman. Actually.
Below Shaman,
or
okay.
even below
Highlander?
more of those heroes.
Right there.
Above Raider.
She's the worst Woodland hero.
She's not a great hero in the game.
No, not compared to everyone else.
I think that she's still better than Law. I think that she has, in fact, let's just throw her below Raider just because hyper armor on Raider. The hyper armor Raider has is so outrageously. It's insane.
Because Nuxia doesn't have hyper armor or undodgeables.
I don't think she has an unblockable either. Or
she
bash.
just has the unblockable, unparryable.
I think she just has that, yeah.
She does not have much of a moveset.
No. Which is a shame because I played Nuxia. Nuxia was very fun when I was getting all the heroes to rep 1. But she's not great, and her main thing that she has is the fact that her feats are so strong.
Yeah, her feats are very good.
Corruption and Caltrops are ridiculous.
Caltrops are awesome.
Shaolin.
Shaolin's
I'm gonna say
S.
S.
Top.
Not top.
Top.
Not top.
Top.
I'm gonna say below Kyoshin. You are not a fair representation of this.
You haven't
This is gonna
played
go like you want.
Shaolin.
I have played a
You haven't
good
played
bit of Shaolin. I
Shaolin.
played about 2
Good.
or
You
3
haven't played
reps of
mix-up.
Shaolin.
Okay, think your Yorn versus my Shaolin. Okay?
I'd still think that while Shaolin is better than Yorm, not better than Kyoshin. Out of a sheer standpoint of Kyoshin, also has crushing counters, has a full block, has a chain that can trap you, and that they can do other attacks during, has a very easy to get to undodgeable.
So does...
Yes, but it's stuck behind key stance, and that one's really hard to do, whereas Kyoshin has... Well, no, it can be parried pretty easily. Has a light and a heavy one.
You can do a light and
a
a
lot
heavy
of times,
one. You can do
the
a light...
can't be... The light undodgeable on Kyoshin is hard to deal with. But the light that Shaolin has is not undodgeable.
No, but you do the light. You can either do a light again, it's not undodgeable, or you can do the heavy undodgeable, which you can just cancel into an undodgeable or like a light again if you really wanted to. You have the kick as well.
I think Shaolin is worse than Kyoshin, or they're tied. But if I had to go and fight someone, and they in this game, and they said Kyoshin or Shaolin, I'm choosing Shaolin. I will fight the Shaolin. I'm going to have more difficulty fighting a Shaolin. I'm going to have less difficulty fighting a Shaolin than I will a Kyoshin.
What if they fought?
If they fought, I think the Kyoshin, if they're even skill level,
yes,
and it's just based off how good the hero is, I think the Kyoshin wins. Just because there is no dodge response to Kyoshin. Off of a light, there is no dodge response to a Kyoshin. They can just full block the recovery, and then you get hit with a free top heavy, followed up by, I think, another 6 or 7 damage. So almost another entire light. I agree, Shaolin is incredibly good. But I think that you're thinking too much of, this is my favorite hero. And less of a, like, oh hey, I just think that this hero's really good.
No,
both
because
very good.
Shaolin is just so, you can mix him up so much. He has such...
You can mix up...
He has so much more of a moveset, though.
But in this case, and they don't have a ton more of a moveset. It's not a ridiculous amount more.
Deflex, bash, undodgeables.
Mm-hmm. But does he have full block? The full block makes up for the fact that he has the deflect.
Okay, so they should be even.
I think that they're even, but I'm still saying, if I'm given the choice, I'm fighting a Shaylin. I am not fighting a Kyoshin. Moving on.
Man,
Zanhu,
I made my case.
A or S at this point?
I don't know. If Tiandi's an S, then I think Zanhu should definitely be up there somewhere in A or S. I don't know, but we need to base it off of Valkyrie. Is Valkyrie better or worse than Zanhu? The fact that Zanhu has all of his finishers are unblockable is very good because light is really
it's
dumb.
an insane. That is one of the most dumb combos in the whole game, where it's hard to respond to.
You can only dodge it. That's the only option you really have.
I'm just saying.
He has everything other than hyper armor. He has bashes, he has undodgeables, he has unblockables.
And no crushing counters.
Oh, that's true.
So I'm going to have to give it to Valk.
So
Only out of a standpoint, Valk also has a more utilitarian moveset.
Which one?
And you also have lights below Valk, above JJ.
Okay.
Just because Zanhu is very good right now. Zanhu, I believe, recently got a buff as well.
For what?
So,
Deal more damage or something?
Just to change their moveset.
Okay.
Slightly.
Next up, S tier, I think it's S tier Pirate.
I agree. Pirate is S tier.
Above Tiandi or below?
Below. I
So
think
bottom of S.
that Pirate is carried largely around a moveset that has a lot of unblockables
Yeah.
in it. And if you've ever played with a hero that has a lot of unblockables,
So the thing is also you can go light, hit square, and that'll shoot the gun, which does extra damage. So if you hit a light, you're doing 2 times that damage, because you're getting that free shot, which is very good. So I mean, just got murdered by Kyoshin.
I just got murdered by Kyoshin. See, if that was a Shaylin, I would have been fine.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, I think that's Pirate. I mean, I don't think she has undodgeables, does she?
She does.
She does?
Dodgeable light finisher, I believe. Strong
Okay.
hero, but not as good as Tiandi.
Meta J.
Medjay.
Meta J.
I'm gonna say middle of A, below the shield heroes.
Right below, or do we want Orochi over him? I think so. I think he's below Orochi, actually. Okay, well, I'm going to put him below Orochi. I mean, he has hyper armor. I don't think he has an undodgeable, but he doesn't always need the undodgeable. You don't always need the undodgeable because his heavies have such a big hitbox. I don't think it really matters that he has an undodgeable, that he doesn't have an undodgeable. Yeah. But does he have an unblockable? Yes. With it, if you have the weapons split apart, then he does have an undodgeable, I believe. And
no, he has
bashes.
unblockable. He has no non-dodgeable. But he doesn't need it because he has the staff, which already pretty much
it hits such
guarantees.
A wide area. So.
And also, you just get another attack after it. So even if they dodge attack and attack, like let's say they dodge attack your heavy, you still get something out of it.
So, I mean, and also if you break the staff in half, it's very good. You have a bash in there, and it's not just lights and heavies. It gives you more of a moveset. It's kind of like Highlander's offensive stance, but you can still parry and light and not light and like dodge and stuff like that. So I think he's below Orochi in A. He's right in the mid-low area.
Yeah.
Next, the final hero for only a little while. We're getting a new hero soon.
I'm going to say S.
S.
Now.
Yes. I think that. Above Pirate or below?
Above Pirate.
Above Tiandi or below?
I'm gonna have to say
That's a good one. That's a tough.
that is actually a tough one.
Like, it always feels like the obvious answer is Tiandi until you really think about it. Because
Yeah.
she has undodgeables, unblockables.
And she has the potential to do so much damage so quickly.
Yeah. Her moveset is revolved around bashes. So I personally think she's above. I think she's right below Shinobi just because Shinobi also has a moveset based around bashes. But
Yes.
has also just more accessibility to things.
Yeah, more accessibility. Well, no, because Shinobi doesn't have. Oh wait, no, I think they're even actually. I'm gonna say they're even, because they both have a lot of guaranteed heavies in their chains after bashes.
Well, yeah.
But hers may be better.
I think, actually,
than
no.
Shinobi.
She's better because Shinobi's bashes are more punishable. I think
True.
his bashes are more punishable. Well,
Because
Afuria,
You
whatever
get
her
guard
name
broken
is.
out of it regardless, I believe. There's nothing you could do after a bash that can't be guard broken or responded to in some way.
But her, how do you say her name? Afuria?
Afera.
Afera. She can just light or she can bash. If she misses a bash, she can still light, I believe, which is very useful. And it isn't like Shinobi where you'll miss a bash, guard break, heavy. So I think she's right below Sheowen. I think she's right below the big three. Those three are the big three. Kyoshin, Warmonger, Sheowen. They were the top three last time, I believe. And they're going to stay there
Yes.
because they are just the
They're
best
just
heroes in the game.
So strong.
So I think that'll end off our tier list. Afera is very good.
I'm
she
excited
has
for the new
everything
hero.
you need.
But
But
new Aztec hero coming out soon. I'm very excited.
yes, the new hero hopefully will be very fun. Fashion will probably be very good after seeing the new season, how the cutscenes look and everything like that. So that'll be cool to see. And I think that'll wrap up this video. And we are making another video right after this. So yeah, see you then.
I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. Stacking all the cheese and all the bread up on my plate. Steady looking fresh while I be headed to the bank. And all my homies that I think it's time to sell.